Well, and we really don't have a lot of places we can cut anymore, because we've been pretty frugal. You know, we're doing personnel and then communications. I mean, that's really where we're at on our highlights on our budget. So not a whole lot of other spots. And we even went back and kind of cut back some of our communications costs last year or year before, as far as reducing computers and phones and that kind of thing.
Do counties ever, does the counties ever pick up some of those costs? I mean, as far as communications or something like that. I know there's a couple of CJCs, their county, they pick up the communications instead of billing the CJCs. Is that something that?
Of course, they've been outside of the state longer than we have. I mean, that was their program. Once again, ours was just, you know, the state funds it, funds everything, and we don't have a obligation now. I don't know, Dan. We haven't done it.
Well, we haven't identified specifically what the county's paid for, and my understanding is you bill for everything, and whatever's left the county covers. So I don't know that you could say specifically this is what the county paid for.
Actually, I will tell you, because we kind of do when we do reimbursements, the areas where I've actually shown the money coming out from what the county pays has been portions of Rod and I salaries, because it had to do with the fundraising issue.
Fundraising, yeah, that's right.
Because we kind of had our hands tied there as well with the state saying, you know, you can't do that.
Okay.
So that really is, and I do kind of track that and what different grants.
Yeah, because you get some other money from the Friends Board and local.
Yeah, we've actually asked them to step up some of their contributions as well. And then, of course, they underwrite the one person, that one part-time person that works with them.
So is this 11,984? Is that to meet the state's minimum that we're required to chip in as far as the counties?
Yeah, that's about all I put in there for showing their. Where's on? Let me look on this one. I think that's what I put on there. It was about 10 for the June through July fiscal 2010 year. Yeah, for that one I actually listed like 77.
Off on cycles with us.
Yeah.
So,
You guys are in the state June, July budget, we're calendar year, so it throws it off just a little bit.
I know, it takes me forever to figure that out. I keep, we could all be on the same, it would be nice.
It'd be
easier to track. But yeah, that's.
But yeah, that as far as, this is the spreadsheet that I've done for the state for their fiscal year, and they want to know, what in-kind's coming in from the Friends Board and what's coming from the county, etc. Sometimes I think, gee whiz, guys, really all you have to worry about is your own stuff. But
I know.
But I'll leave that soapbox.
I don't think there ever was a set amount for that. It's just like contribute
5%. It was just something.
I'm sure they would want more, but they're like they pushed it a little bit, and then they kind of backed off and said, "Okay, just contribute something because of that conflict with the fundraising issue."
Yeah. Okay. So you've also cut down your training and travel.
To like nothing.
Is that?
Yeah.
We eliminated that.
Anywhere you can, I told you we kind of cut whatever we could cut. I'm going to ask the Friends Board to kind of pick up those
But Friends Board is pretty willing to help with that, and so we get some scholarships.
Helping out with some of the utilities even, but. And the NCA stuff, I hope we still ending up having that one, but we'll see.
We'll see there. That's been kind of an issue too. NCA, they have such power over us. It's amazing that they just tell us what they just, for $10,000 each center, each $10,000, but the amount of time we put in to maintain accreditation and all of that stuff, we're just trying to go, wait a minute, you know, we're putting in far more money and time to get to 10 grand than it's worth, and so, and we can't meet their standards because theirs is a different program here.
What's the NCA?
National Children's Alliance, so it's a federally, yes.
Most of the centers nationally are private, nonprofit, more into the counseling and social work stuff than what we can really do as a government-based component.
There's only two government-based, us and Hawaii.
Oh my goodness.
And so, you know, they come in and say, you'll do all this therapy, and we're like, we can't do therapy, we're government-based, we don't offer therapy, we don't have government therapists to do it. Maybe that's a good idea, but, and so they want us to do that, and we can't, so we can't, so then they always give us a hassle on our accreditation, because we can't pass that part. So we're just so frustrated going, and they won't talk to us about it. They're like, well, do it, or don't be accredited. And we're like, okay, we don't want to be accredited. Just give us our 10 grand. So that's another
You know
issue.
how that is.
I don't want to be accredited, but it's, you know, that's what it is. So that's another issue. But, so that's where we're at, and we'll, you know, we are going to try to do what we can. I might, like say Heidi's doing her master's degree, and if she has to do her practicum, she might just be gone automatically because of that, and so we're not going to replace those positions. But like say at this time, I'm not sure I'm ready to boot people out of there either.
Well, if you can do it through attrition, obviously, that's
the way to do it.
nice.
Yeah. Because I'll admit, we have probably more than we need right now because of what some of the changes. And technology has changed a few things with our data systems and stuff like that. Things are a little smoother and a little faster and easier to do. And so that changes. But it's,
And some of the things you just don't know, like we have transcribers, but you don't know what all you're going to have to transcribe, but you don't want to let them go because
Yeah, you might need
you
them.
might
a
need
lot.
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But
And
well, services will be cut. There's no question when you start to do people, you gotta cut some services, and, you know, doing transcriptions might be one that we say if we get a subpoena, we'll transcribe. If we don't get a subpoena, we won't. Because we're not gonna transcribe just so you can review the case.
well, we may go back and say, okay, county attorney, pay for this.
Yeah, you
I
pay
hate to
for
tell
it.
you, it comes back in here
Yeah.
anyway, but
Yeah, because we're the ones requesting it, but it's pretty like, oh yeah, we need a transcript. Are you gonna file this? Well, we don't know. Well then, when you
Might
decide,
change the
tell us,
request.
because those are grueling and they're hard to do, and that's one of my things. Quit asking for those if you're not gonna use them.
we had a couple of people that we would send Spanish ones out for, and they were really expensive, except, I don't know what the deal is, last year, both of the people that we used to hire to do that have died. Young,
Yeah.
and
Stressful.
Don't go to that.
maybe,
Just ask.
yeah, maybe that's it, I don't know. But
Okay, any other questions?
We'll do our best.
Okay, thank you.
We might have a bake sale, so we might be calling
Okay,
it
I know.
out on the sidewalk.